And we're up. So yeah, I'm not sure what Patreon episode we are on currently, but Ross can put that up when he's ready for posting this thing. So yeah, we are currently going to be play testing what is tentatively titled The Racket, which will be the next major expansion for Red Markets, adding mass combat / war rules and campaign mechanics to the game for alternative play style. People want something, a little bit more interesting other than the traditional retirement system. So, gentlemen, is that a fair understanding of everybody? Gentlemen is a fair term. Yep. Okay, cool. All right. Yeah. So what we're going to be doing, Scribbly kind of already went over a little bit of this with the other two, but just counting you in now. You guys have 3 tracks now. Imagine the negotiations table. Now you got 3 of them. All right. Every round you're going to be accumulating points, trying to push against. You guys are you are doing a war against the blight variation of the rules, so you'll be pushing against zombies. Every round you have more points, you push against them. Any one of these trackers gets to the other end, you win or you lose if the zombies are the ones that push it. Fortunately, they can only really affect one tracker, so that's the good news for you. So that being said, so every round, Scribbly will open with a basically a chance to give orders if he sees fit to modify the strategy of what you're all doing. Everybody have radios, UBIC specs, all that kind of stuff? Yes? No?
Yes.
Laptop? Okay.
Specs.
Okay, so that's good. You guys won't have to take tests to get the order changes. If anybody had not, then yeah, you have to roll to either shout for them to hear you across the battlefield or intuit what was going on. If you fail that, then yeah, you were put into a disadvantageous position, which is not a fun place to be in. From there, everyone will get a chance to do a maneuver. Scribbly, it is up to you whether you want to risk that or not. You are not compelled to, since you are the commander. That is the new term for the negotiator slot in this game mode. If you choose to do so, I would recommend it, since there's only 3 of you. You want to get as much stuff on the board as you can. But if you should fail a roll that results in your death, it's an automatic morale push against everybody else. So yeah, it's really important you stay up.
Good news, everyone. I have a helmet.
Excellent.
I'm also immune, but don't tell anyone.
Very quickly, I'm going to go over the maneuvers. I don't expect you all to memorize them, but I know a couple of you are wanting to take notes, so I'm going to run through a few of them real quick. So your maneuvers are as such. The base maneuver is referred to as the heroic. There are 3 types of them. You have combat, support, and logistics. Combat is basically an auto win. Like, you'll get your push with it, your +1 on your tide. Your roll for that is to determine whether or not you get injured doing it. All right. Support is where you'd rather let the roll decide if you get the point or not. But so it's less risky to yourself. But if you blow the roll, no points for you. And then logistics, there's not a roll. You just basically burn a refresh to help another character. So somebody's in trouble, needs something or needs something to help them with their war asset or whatever. Yeah, you can just say, all right, this round I'm going to spend a refresh so their thing can do whatever it's trying to do.
Oh, so it automatically succeeds, basically.
Yeah, it doesn't give you a push. It's just going to allow somebody else to do their thing.
Okay, burn refresh to make someone else succeed.
Exactly. From there, you have chain command, which is similar to I forget the name of the scam, but basically you give a +2 to the commander for their next leadership check. So yeah, if you guys are feeling pretty good on your points and you really, really, really want Scribbly to make his roll, you can elect to do that one. Yeah, and that one isn't dependent on skill checks either. Just you have to be able to be in communication, which you all have your gear. So outside of some type of crypt fail situation, not a problem. You guys all get your stuff. From there, you have open a front. Now, this is the one Don and Shaka was talking to you guys about. So Scribbly, since you guys are doing a war against the Blight, winning the round automatically puts points onto the force tracker, which is the one you are currently at a disadvantage on. All right. That's going to take the longest for you guys to win on that one. Still fine, I mean, because you'll still be winning, and it will help you long term to push the zombies' forces down because, yeah, they're going to multiply. But it would behoove you better to try and complete objectives since you're people. You can think, you can outthink a massive wall of flesh. So yeah, if you want to do that round, someone will have to do an open a front maneuver. So you can split your numbers across the tracks. Bear in mind that you always have to put one in the main track, which in your case is forces. So you wanna do that when you know you're gonna succeed that round, and hope you go big on your numbers.
Do you need to open a front each round to put points in other tracks, or is
Yes.
it once you open a front, it's open?
Every round. It's every round. Yep. So again, kind of sucks I couldn't get you guys more players because that makes that more helpful to try and maneuver that stuff. But I'm gonna give you guys a couple of little advantages to hopefully balance that out for having a smaller team. Which I need to play test with a small team anyway, so this is cool. But I want you guys to have a good time too, because you guys are awesome. You support us, so you paid to play. I want to make sure you guys have a good time. From there, you have deploy. So this is how you activate these war assets I keep talking about. Now, once we get done with this kind of walkthrough, I'm going to do exposition, and then we're going to go into you guys developing war assets since this is a one-shot scenario. In a campaign form for these rules, you would be developing these war assets throughout the campaign. They take the place of retirement goals. So you will have multiple of these that you've been trying to build up to throughout your campaign. But again, since it's one shot, we don't have that. So you guys are just going to get to roll. And since there's only 3 of you, I'm going to give you guys each 2 rolls. So you're going to get 2 war assets to try and develop per player. So that's going to give you guys a lot of points. So you can make all those rolls really count. But essentially, when you activate the war asset, it gives a +2 push on that round, and then a constant +1 push for the remaining rounds that it is active. It is active based on your roll. So a crit success, the war asset stays active the entire game. If you succeed your roll by 3, you divide your black dice by 2. That's how many rounds it stays. If you succeed, divide it by 3, fail, it doesn't go off. Crit fail, you lost your war asset.
Round up or round down? Always round down, right? Okay. That's the rule, isn't it?
You there, Jason? I think your mic cut out.
Yeah, I can't hear you either.
Yeah, I can add. Maybe I don't got this cable.
Jason.
Okay, so did anyone write down all that stuff for the war asset? Crit success is active all the rounds. Success is black divided by 2.
I figure we can't
Other than
influence
my
the outcome anyways. I mean, we're going to do our best with the war assets, but it's what it is.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if Jason knows that we can't hear him.
I hope he.
Nope,
Right.
he's out. No one there.
Oh dear,
Well-
he dropped completely.
While he's gone, does any of you have GhoulNet?
I do not.
What did you say?
The
I do not.
GhoulNet upgrade. GhoulNet for the
I
tab.
have I have Blackstone for the laptop.
Okay, Blackstone is basically the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so I can switch out GhoulNet with something else. And I think I will do that.
Switching things around in the last minute.
Well, I just took it, but if you already have it, no need to waste one.
Yeah, it makes sense that the
Precious.
commander has the friggin' thing that he needs to give orders to everyone. Anyway, yeah, he's saying internet went down on the Discord.
Alrighty.
Yeah, the dystopian future has already arrived in the US. No reliable internet. Zombies / MAGA people.
Well, I mean, the internet's reliable in red markets as long as, the DHQS doesn't shoot a satellite out of the sky.
Well, there is that.
It's
About
a
the only
utopia.
thing that Apocalypse improved was the internet.
It's a utopia.
Right, let's see. Yeah, my gear-wise, I have a laptop with optimized and Blackstone. That's it. Shotgun, a good one with military slugs and tactical sling for when I get in trouble. Helmet to not die immediately. The first aid kit.
Okay, I've got a rifle with a bunch of upgrades on it to help me shoot. I've got a drone, which surveillance upgrades plus kamikaze. I've got some plastic explosives, and I've got Ubix specs.
I got some binoculars, pretty basic, a pretty neat handgun, a first aid kit, and some ability to use it, specs, and a lockpicker's kit.
Okay.
Mm.
I also got the shaped charge upgrade for my plastic explosives, which lets me demo buildings in case we could use that in some way. I don't know.
I'm sure we can.
It can probably be used to build an advantage somehow. Or potentially a war assets if you can. No, you can't. Those are created before. So maybe it can be used to open up a front or something like that.
Maybe. We'll have to see, obviously.
Yeah.
We can open up a front by blowing up this building to block this street. That gives us a front to work on, to stand on. What are the tracks all? It says forces for one, but what are the other two?
Morale and objective. Morale does not apply to zombies, so we can only lose on that one. So we can try to avoid losing on that one. And objective, which is currently at 6-6. So there's forces, morale, and objectives, and those are at 5-7, 12-0, and 6-6. The first value being in favor of the zombies, and the second one in favor of us.
Yes. So outnumbered, no surprise. And objective, we have half the things we want. The zombies are sitting on half the things we want on top of that.
And we're feeling pretty good.
Yeah. Nothing can go wrong here.
Okay. Burning a refresh is pretty expensive.
Yeah. It depends though, because a lot of the gear isn't as useful in war as it is in in local taker. So maybe you don't need 30 charges for your shotgun in total if you have adaptability 2 or rifle, etc. What you need is like the big advantages.
I do have 3 refresh, so
Yeah,
I might just burn those hot. Just burn through them.
Yeah, I went heavy for the negotiator aspect. So referee has lots of high value charisma stats.
I can network and I'm a little bit sensitive. But otherwise, no.
And networking is my lowest one, actually, charisma-wise. Then it's sensitivity 2 and everything else is on 3.
I have a 1 in a bunch of stuff like intimidation, sensitivity, leadership, networking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I picked most of the important stuff for this war game. I have shoot, I have athletics, I can run and shoot. I have awareness and self-control, no stealth, no drive, no criminality or scavenging. This is not really a taker character. It's more of a social fighter.
There he is.
Good grief.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Everything all right?
Oh, everything's fine. Just living in the first world.
All right. Good old Missouri.
I was saying earlier, the only thing the apocalypse improved was the internet access.
No kidding,
in the red
right?
market.
Yeah, it's truly unbelievable. I think Caleb was really pushing some wish fulfillment with that one. All right, screwed one. All right. You guys see my screen share? Is that back up? Everybody see everything?
Yes.
Good?
Yeah,
Cool. All right. Where did I cut out? Where was I?
Deploy war assets. You deploy to get a +2. Crit success lasts the whole game. So ordinary success. It's black divided by 3 rounds. Or was it 2?
I'll be honest, I will just forget about the specific numbers because it's just going to be something that happens to us.
I'm writing things down, or trying to anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. I think he might have cut out again. Jason?
Oh dear. Hello?
Okay. Yeah, that sounds like he's gone. I mean, we can wait a minute and watch the time and see if it flips over in the lower right
Study
corner.
the map.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So is that a water?
Oh, there
well,
we go.
there we go. Never mind.
Yep, there we go.
That looked like a water treatment plant, maybe.
Yeah, he posted a picture from a different angle in the chat. It's the Springfield Southwest treatment plant or something.
Yes.
Southwest. Springfield, Missouri wastewater treatment plant, maybe.
It's by Pleasant Springs Church, apparently, and the Yard Waste Recycling Center.
There's a quarry nearby. Lots of open ground.
Yeah, I'm just going to pull up a map myself.
Southwest it was, yeah. Oh, there it is. Maybe.
I don't know what the SW stands for. I'm just assuming it's Southwest.
Springfield SW. Oh, yeah, there it is. Yeah, that's the one. That's an old picture that he has for us. Or maybe a new one, I don't know. It's next to Wilson's Creek. And the John Twitty Energy Center.
Okay, yeah, I got it. I found it. Yeah.
And there's a come and go near it.
I bet that whole little complex north of the treatment plant is just going to be where the no, never mind. I'm zooming out now. I see immediately to the right of where the map is. There's just all houses.
Yeah, I
Casualties
think
are going to be
that's
flowing out of there.
yeah. Oh, hey, there's farms nearby.
Yeah, it looks
Well,
like.
I mean, it's the Midwest. There is farms nearby.
Yeah.
So I think one of you was from Europe and the other was from the US, New York, I think.
Yeah, I'm in Rochester, New York.
Huh.
Where are you from?
Germany.
No?
And I'm from Norway.
From what?
Norway.
Oh. That is the one on top, because Sweden is the other one.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, it's the one with a very long coast.
yeah.
So main city is mostly eastward.
Yeah, or at least where we'll probably be getting casualties from.
There is Republic to the southwest.
Yeah, and there's also, however many refugees were flocking by.
Yeah, but I mean, you can anticipate where they're coming from a little bit.
There is a lot of churches around this area. Holy crap.
That's just the Midwest.
Yeah. I mean, like, I expected a lot of churches, but not all around a treatment plant.
Just totally
They're
unrelated.
just all flocking in, blessing the water left and right for all their denominations. It's really, there's fights. They're just competing for who gets to bless the water of Springfield.
Oh, right south of us there's a place called Battlefield.
All right.
That's a bit on the nose.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sure, we shouldn't move the fights to Battlefield.
It's a very, very boring place, I assure you.
Well, we can make it interesting.
Yeah, I mean, you could. No, originally, ironically, I was going to actually do this battle at the actual battlefield site, but then I noticed it made way more sense to do it at this this lovely little spot I found just outside the city. So,
Yeah, we may have looked up the area on Google
Yeah.
Maps.
Nope, it's
Yeah.
good. It's good. I'm glad you did. So this keeps this up. I might have to beg your indulgence while I relocate. Fortunately, my family moved into the same neighborhood as I, so I can run down to their house if this does it again. But I'm hoping maybe the kinks are finally out of this now. All right.
Could be the streaming that's throttling you.
It's really not. I've got pretty top tier internet for this area. I stream. I do Twitch and stuff with my video game clan for hours on end and nothing. And then the one time I actually have something important to do on it, that's when it decides to die.
Typical.
All right. So did you guys hear me explain sabotages?
No,
no,
you cut
I-
out like mid-war asset.
I cut out mid-war asset. Great.
I was asking about success is black divided by 3, right? And then nothing more from it.
Yep. And success. If you succeed by 3, then it divides by 2. So yeah, it's just adding a little bit more opportunity for you to keep the thing around a little bit longer, basically. So yeah, there are 3 variations of success. There's crit success, success by 3, and then just success.
Okay.
All right. So sabotage. So sabotage will allow you to disable an enemy bonus. So the enemy will have war assets as well. I have 4 will points of my own as a GM, which I can spend. So I can throw random stuff at you. Plus, if I actually win around, there's a few nasty little things I get. So this will give you guys opportunity, particularly once you have your war assets going, and if you guys succeed really well on them, to keep them up. This will give you opportunity to shut those down, so you can kind of curtail my attempts to push back at you, basically. Best example I have this as far as a War Against the Blight scenario. When RPPR was playing, I sicked an Aberrant on them. Caleb elected to use a round to try and keep the Aberrant busy by basically just sprinting around, screaming and waving his arms while it chased him.
That's not in character.
Yeah.
I would say depending on the aberrant, that's
It was an Evervac. It was an Evervac. It was not the greatest plan I've ever seen, but he actually crit succeeded, so he pulled it off.
Look at that beautiful forest. That's perfect for setting on fire.
Yeah.
That's a forest, right?
It is, yes. This is a small park just outside the city. Actually, I think this is public land. The park's a little bit further up here. But yeah. No, this is all forest land you got here. You have a treatment facility, waste treatment facility here and here. Here's the actual main complex for it. Out here, you have our lovely power plant facility, this is up on a slight rise. I'm going to do a 3D view here in a little bit so you guys can get better ideas for developing your war assets. But yeah, just to kind of show you the terrain you have. And then right here, this is going to be important, but we'll get to it in exposition. So yeah, your next war maneuver is the survey. This will allow you to learn enemy plans, how much tide they to push with, or a hidden asset.
How much what they have to push with?
Tide. So tide is the
tide is sway.
Tide is the official number for the points you guys are accumulating. Yeah.
How much tide do they have? And what were the others?
Hidden asset.
Hidden asset.
Yep.
And...
So
that was
pull like a wall breach or a Aberrant out of my butt. You guys at least have an opportunity to see it coming.
Yeah, that's gonna be me.
Yeah. And then the final maneuver is the sacrifice. You sacrifice a character's life for an automatic +2 push right then and there. Describe accordingly. However, you will cause a level 3 trauma check for the rest of your crew.
What if I'm a dick to them beforehand?
We'll discuss it. I'll see how well you're role playing for that one. But
all right.
So those are your maneuvers. Things you need to know about them. You can continuously perform the same maneuver over and over, but it will accrue difficulty penalties the more you do it in a row. So it does behoove you to kind of go around and do different things around the battlefield. But that being said, if you're kind of locked into, a character specialization, or, you're in a dire circumstance where you need whatever it is you've been doing, sometimes you got to bite the bullet and just do it. But yeah, do know that that's going to, that will occur. It is an ever increasing penalty to continue to use it. Likewise with war assets, if you need to reactivate them, throughout a game, that will automatically accrue the difficulty bonus, regardless of how many rounds it's been since you tried to activate it the last time.
Oh, but it is possible at all.
Absolutely. As long as it is not outright destroyed with a crit fail, you can totally reactivate the thing as much as you want.
Neat.
Obviously, a crit success means you don't have to. It'll just be there.
Yeah.
Following that, the Faceman, Scribbly, you're going to make a leadership check. Basically, it just gives you a +1 push or not. Crit success gives you a +2. But yeah, basically, just every round you get a chance to just kind of, we're doing good. Stay in the fight, man. Or in Aaron's case from Wednesday night, be a DJ. Aaron was running around the ghetto blaster playing music.
Again.
You played Fraggle Rock.
He did. He really did.
Was that playtest recorded for future listening?
Unfortunately, it was not. We were planning on it, and Aaron forgot the Zoom. With Ross being in Australia, RPPR is falling apart without his leadership currently.
At least you're here.
Yeah. But no, yeah, I absolutely wanted to, and it would have been hilarious because again, Caleb running around as his little hackeress, being chased by an Evervec aberrant was great. Caleb sacrificed himself because he thought they had won the game, and he wanted to ensure that they had won. But unfortunately, Aaron failed the one roll they needed to win, and after that, it went downhill quickly because. War against Blight, one of the first things we're going to be doing is actually, Scribbly, you're going to make an opening leadership check, and this is going to determine the severity of the zombie accordion. So the zombies will have an overall force that they can have, but they don't wield it all at once because, again, zombie military tactics tend to be trickle effect and win by attrition. So yeah, you guys aren't starting with a big number of zombies, but it will get bigger as the game goes on. So you want Scribbly to roll well in the opening to slow that down as much as possible.
Okay. So guys, here's the game plan. We push a little bit on objectives, and then since it's a one shot, we all sacrifice ourselves simultaneously to push.
Win in 5 minutes.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I mean, if you guys do, I'll. I don't know. I might actually try and run you guys against a player army too. But
If we win really quickly, we get to play more. Is that what you're saying?
yeah, no, you guys are loyal lead Patreons. I feel like you should get your money's worth out of this game. So yeah, we'll play a little more. But yeah. So that being said, everybody got at least a general understanding. Again, I know I'm going to be hand-holding a little bit because this is all prototype stuff, but everybody feeling pretty good about the general structure, what you got going on here?
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right, cool. So our story picks up pretty neck deep in the crash and very late post-crash period. Not quite out of the crash, but we're getting towards the end of it as the United States is starting to kind of get its head on its shoulders about what to do. The Mississippi has still not been solidified. The recession has not been established yet. It is still a mess. The current cabinet of the president of the United States, everybody's got their own brilliant idea. Everybody thinks it's, that this is great. It's the best plan. There's never been a plan like it before. Well, meanwhile, the Joint Chiefs of Staff are all sitting in the back, rolling their eyes constantly. However, one plan of action that has been put into place is to try and allocate, assess, and secure major facilities of reclamation. So while that philosophy is not yet actually been identified and put into play yet, there is the nugget of the idea starting to mature, despite not knowing that the blight will actually die off in a set period of time. So it has been dictated to several departments to try and identify locations throughout the United States that would, benefit massively both the populace and the United States government to take control of it and hold it throughout the crises. Fortunately or unfortunately, however you want to look at it, for lovely Ozarkia, the central of the continent, the lovely little city of Springfield, Missouri, actually has been identified as a task for this. The city has housed several key components that the United States government wants to hold on to. One of which being a actually fairly robust National Guard component. There is a large swath of fighters and helicopters housed here in the city, as well as the armory for a United States Marine Corps Reserve Infantry Battalion's weapons company. So this is a heavy mobile unit designed to take on tanks because the Marine Corps is too cheap to actually buy tanks of their own. Along with that, very nifty, unique little tourist tidbit, even though it's not really allowed for tourists, is a place called the Underground. So this area of the country is dominated by natural limestone caves, and somebody had the brilliant idea once they discovered a massive formation just outside the Springfield Plateau that it would make a great natural freezer facility for long-term storage of goods for the local shipping industry that would thrive off of it. Government really wants that locked down. So they have made contact with the remnants of the local Marine Corps unit and have dispatched a team from Special Forces Group 5 out of Fort Bragg in Kentucky, or not Fort Bragg, Fort Campbell, Kentucky, to move in and try and collect as much of these assets as they can and secure them. Due to the rural, spread out nature of the area, quite a bit of the local populace has actually managed to be, unmolested by the crash. They tend to feel that they're hardy folk. It's debatable if that actually holds up, but they are spread out enough that the blight has not actually been able to wipe out. And, due to the nature of the not quite mountainous, but close enough to warrant the name Ozark Mountain terrain. There's large pockets of settlement throughout the area around the city. The Positive City, not so lucky. So there's currently upwards of 250,000 casualties and vectors still active within the city itself. But the ODAs have landed, and that's where we're going to pick up with he calls himself Jim. So, you were all gathered in a large field, surrounded by other assorted, surly-looking men and women like yourselves, as a man in army fatigue steps out and says, "Good morning. I know most of you should know me by now if you're here, but if you don't, my name's Jim. I've been dispatched by the United States Army to train you all into a militia in hopes of retaking small pockets of the United States away from this crisis." Today we have a very heavy task to ask of all of you. The United States government wants to take control of several assets within the city of Springfield itself. My team has been dispatched to do this. We are currently going to lead this. He indicates a mob of maybe 20 or 30 men and women standing off to the side. Look like truckers because they are truckers. As he points out and states, we are currently going to be escorting these people, these brave citizens inside the city to allocate some trucks for the United States government to move into the underground and reclaim as much as we can, and then hopefully move deeper into the city to take back the National Guard Armory, which has a good load of both munitions as well as actual firepower, some of which will be dispersed to you as a thank you for your service today. However, what we need of you is to hold the attention of the enemy long enough for us to succeed in this plan. Our plan, as it stands currently as such, over the past several days, we have been blocking off State Highway FF and James River Freeway to create a funnel system to lead, hopefully, the entire population of the city of Springfield to here. Our plan is as such. You will be creating readouts throughout this entire area to try and slow down and eliminate as much of the enemy as possible. However, the finalized plan is to lead the entire force into this quarry, which we have also blockaded off. Once we get them in there, we'll be able to eliminate them at our leisure or leave them to not trouble anyone. It is up to you to dictate, based on your various specialties, how you are going to keep the enemy engaged until we can lead them into that area. But it is a priority that you do so, because we just, quite frankly, do not have the firepower to move into the city without you all's help today. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to a gentleman by the name of Referee, and he's going to help you dictate out finalized battle plans. I am dispatching a force of my men to stay here and help you, as well as we have some of your brave local citizens who have volunteered for the United States Marine Corps Reserves. They will be here to support you as well. He indicates there are 5 up-armored Humvees loaded with just egregious firepower, like shit you've never seen before. Automatic grenade launchers, anti-tank missile launchers, like all sorts of nasty shit. The Marines standing around it, not so much. Some are a bit pudgy, some are a bit, not exactly what you think of when you think of a poster. The posters, the Marines, but still, it's something. So backing away for a little bit from gameplay, I'm giving you 2 free war assets. So you have a team of special forces soldiers, and you have a combined anti-armor team, courtesy of the Marine Corps. So that's 2 of your war assets. You can dictate how you want to use them. Very quickly, I'm going to click this thing, hopefully into 3. Yeah, there we go. We got it in 3D mode. So you guys can kind of get a better understanding of the terrain in this area. All right, so this whole area, you've got your woods here. You've got Wilson's Creek itself creating kind of a boundary. All right. So you got kind of a natural area to lead your casualties in down this road, which has already been made. That's done. You guys don't need to develop that as a war asset. You already have that. You have the treatment facility, again, mostly fairly flat ground, though you do have these systems over here for straining and purifying city water. And then again, you have the, let's face it, the shit lagoons, which you can also take advantage of. Nice wide open field. Make something of it or not. Then up here we have the small hill rise, which you have this facility right here, which is the local power facility. As of this time, no one is aware of its current status. So that could be something one of you guys could play on if you want to try and develop that as a war asset, something you can maybe do with that. But again, you got this quarry right here. This is the final line. This if you want to win by objective, this is it. You push them into this quarry. You've sealed off the edges over here. They fall into this thing. Hopefully they're done. You've managed to grade this steep enough that no human being should be able to walk out of this.
Okay. Is it big enough for 250,000 people?
Well, hopefully there'll be significantly less by the time they get there. But Jim has also promised you there is an air flight of Army Blackhawks coming in with PSYOP speakers. They're going to be what initiates contact and starts to lead the casualty horde out of the city and towards you. Possibly, though, you could attempt to develop an asset to try and convince those helicopters to come in and drop some homemade gas bombs on this area as well. That's another thing you can do. I'll give you that one for free.
How long can those hover? Can I ask anyone there to ask if, for example, the helicopters could just hover over all these nice, hopefully deep enough water ditches?
Yeah. Well, you can try and develop that as a war asset. That'll be a persuasion check. What Jim is telling you is that the birds just don't have the resources to stay on station very long. Basically, they're just buzzing past here and heading towards some other area where an LZ has been designated where they can refuel. So, without being able to push your objectives hard enough to take the airfield up here, not likely you're going to be able to keep assets on station very long. But you could attempt it. Like I said, a good persuasion check might just net you that.
So obviously they don't care too much since they're funneling everyone towards the water treatment plant. But how intact do they prefer these facilities if they plan on developing the area for future use? Oh,
they don't give a shit about these facilities at all. What they're wanting to do is strip mine the area and get it out of here. So they're they want the aircraft back. They want the fuel back. They want the mechanical capability to repair those aircraft. They want the bullets and grenades in the facility, and they want the food. More than nothing, they want that fucking food out of the underground. The rest of this place This is a war zone. They are turning it over to militia and a bunch of reservist Marines with automatic grenade launchers and anti-tank missiles. They don't give a fuck about any of this. You guys are free to play. So whatever nasty ideas you got in your head, sell me, give me a roll, and I'll let you try and develop.
Well, I have a whole bunch of plastic explosives with the shaped charge upgrade.
Okay, all right. What are you thinking?
Well, I was thinking of if there's any of those natural limestone caverns beneath us, I could just detonate the roof of some of those caverns and just have the casualties drop into them. But that's kind of against the whole lead them into the quarry idea.
Well, I mean, with a research check, you might be able to find some geography text to kind of show you. As far as anybody that's from around here knows, there aren't any right here, but I mean, again, you're talking farmers, you're talking vets, you're talking, a handful of cops, a handful of, wannabe friggin' heroes. Like that's mostly who you're talking to. So like, you got some pretty pro grade hunters and some guys that seen some brush fire wars. So you got a few you got quite a few people here who know a little bit about scrapping and shooting, but yeah, as far as actually knowing the area, like they know how to move in the trees. They don't know what's under the ground per se.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll give you a research check if you want to try and make that a war asset.
Sure. I'll try that.
All right, give me a roll.
I would also like to throw in the option of if this is a rural area, maybe there's something like, I guess silos would be overground, but like bunkers or other, I don't know, how active is the prepper scene, I guess, in Missouri?
It is, I mean, it's definitely, there's definitely a prevalence of it, but I wouldn't call it like significant enough. Most of this ground is either owned by like one farmer or by the government. So like this area, yeah, you're not going to get lucky with that. You got to find yourself a prepper bunker out here. Yeah,
I mean, just to stuff people, X people in and but
no, I get what you're saying. Yeah, like I said, this cat right here has managed to retain his property all these years, but that's about it. The rest of this is all government owned city land.
Yeah, I failed that research check. So
okay, all right, so no go on that one.
Yeah,
cool though.
That's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. Like I said, you get one more. Like I said, everybody gets two cracks at trying to build a research, some type of war asset. So yeah, but yeah, I'll move on to somebody else trying to give a throw while you can have a second to think. Also, right here, let's see if I can get a better shot of this. Yeah, there you go. So all this is actually a waste management area. So this is all just big piles of like mulch and brush.
So easy to get stuck in.
Easy to get stuck in, easy to light on fire if you do the right prep work for it.
That sounds nice.
Okay.
I have a question about the power plant. Is it coal based?
Yes, it is.
So we could basically take a bunch of coal and make things more flammable.
Yes, that would absolutely. I would put that down to a simple either persuasion or strength check to just get people to manhandle that into locations. But yeah, if you want to try and develop that as a war asset, be my guest.
I think I would.
Question is, should we set fire to the recycling center or the forest?
Why not both?
Why not both?
I mean, I'm kind of distrustful of the forest just because it limits our sight more than it limits whatever perception the zombies
And again,
have.
bear in mind, Wilson's Creek is running right here, so you've got a natural moat kind of cutting you off from the forest land. Like you are funneling the casualties along this roadway right here, down into here. So the idea is to keep them from breaking through the creek bed out into here and spreading back out to God knows where.
Yeah.
Like, as you can see, there's a lot of developed like real estate out this way. They can get stuck in and lost and just being a nuisance for however long it's going to take you guys to strip the city.
Yeah, I think my first action would probably be checking out the power plant, because if we don't know what's going on there, might as well find out. Unless
that would be hidden asset search.
Yeah. So how you want to go about, are you actually wanting to physically go try and break into this place and snoop around, or are you actually wanting to try and reactivate its electronic capabilities to try and study it like digitally?
Considering that I think I'm not really trained in any of the actual what is going on at the power plant part, I think I might just, in my mind, think of going there and looking at stuff and relaying that to other people.
Yep, stealth check. Yep, that's fine. Yep.
Stealth is +3, so let's see. That's rolling. 2d10. And that is
a crit failure.
Yeah, that's not great.
We lost the guy really quickly.
Quick, sacrifice yourself for a +2 push.
What you discover poking around is that whole place is sealed up tight, like doubly reinforced. Everything's chained up, and a whole lot of scribbled, half worn away, creepy messages. Think Walking Dead.
Is it like to keep things out or keep things in?
Well, that is the question. The messages seem to indicate they're keeping something in there. So
We crit failed. We don't know.
Yep.
And we're not sure if we want to poke it.
Well, I would call that a lost cause.
yeah.
I don't think we can do anything with that.
All right. You still have the big fuck off pile of coal though. So whoever was thinking about making the world's biggest bonfire, you still got that asset as well as again.
I think we'll just light the Yard Waste Recycling Center on fire as they're passing through. So let's just get a couple of trucks that still have fuel left in them and ship over a bunch of coal.
All right. Mechanics check or criminality if you don't have mechanics.
I thought it was persuasion to get.
Okay. Yeah, you
people
can.
to
Yeah,
go
you can do
back.
persuasion, get people to do it for you. Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right, I'll try that. That's an R2d10 plus 3. Oh, no, wait. I'll add the plus 3 afterwards.
This is going well.
This is indeed going quite well.
Well-
That's another crit fail.
yeah.
Referee essentially starts
Wait,
screaming
how is
at
it
some
not?
people to.
Why
What?
is it? It's 9 and 9. How is it not a crit fail?
Yeah, it's a crit fail.
It's a crit fail, yes. Did I say anything else?
I thought you said it's not, but sorry, never mind. Go on.
It's not good.
Oh, okay, yeah.
All right. So yeah, no.
Well,
I don't even know what to do. Yeah, no, there's no trucks at this point. Everything that was running has already been used to block off the fucking highway. So yeah, they're just like, no, go get a fucking wheelbarrow if you want to do that. But no, we're not doing that.
Jesus.
All right. Well,
Starting strong.
that's not starting
that's-
strong, but don't worry, we could pick up from here. So, more ideas.
Is there a
If
lot
nobody's
of
got an
farm-
idea of foresight checks, I'll give you. I'll throw you some bones.
Is there a lot of farms in the area?
Yes.
In this area, you basically got this one right here.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, this kind of
Okay.
area right here. Like I said, the rest of this area is owned by the city.
Okay.
But
Never
peeling far back in this area, oh yeah, look at all that.
Is there auto harvesters yet in a year into the blight or anything? Or
I'll give you that one. Yeah,
Drone
I'll give you that
harvester?
I'll give you there's some harvesters. Yeah.
can I use my drone operator skills to get some drones and program them to just mow down the casualties as if they're
Oh, yeah.
just cutting wheat or
You just want to have
corn
them
or
circling
whatever.
this field, basically. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
great idea. Yep. Give me the roll.
okay. Easy roller dice cup.
Yeah.
That is a what do I have? +3. That's a failure. Can I use a will?
You may
to-
absolutely use will points.
I'm gonna use one of my
You
wills.
use a will point. All right.
You may as well start.
All right. Harvester. By the way, for maneuvers, if you are wanting to play spots, basically I will put you in a disadvantageous position for that maneuver for that round, and you can get your spot play if you guys are wanting it. So I know some of you guys were posting your spots for everybody to kind of know how your characters were going to be. So just letting y'all know, you guys can still get will points for spot play. It's just that's how mechanically it's going to affect you. Is you'll be at a disadvantage for that round. But yeah. Cool.
Okay,
All right,
so
so auto harvesters plowing the fields. Fields are in air quotes. Got it. All right.
The field.
So, who's next? We still got two tries remain.
Yeah.
So,
Referee still has one.
Okay.
I'm gonna put out a call to for cavalry. Essentially, like you live here. If we clear out this area, everyone's gonna benefit because there will be fucking less zombies around.
all right, leadership. Call the Hillbilly Mafia. Love it.
So roll. Oops, sorry. 2d10. Yep, works.
Yes. All right. Hillbilly Mafia, indeed. Cool. All right. Last but not least.
What else do we have in the area? We have. There's a couple of churches around.
Mhm.
I'm
Definitely.
wondering. Probably the best we can hope for there. Oh, actually, one of them is sort of next to the road.
You're
Is
thinking
it-
the Unity up here?
Yeah, the Unity Spiritual Center.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if we can use that to kind of set up a big thing that makes noise to funnel them better. I mean, it's sort of near the funnel.
Yeah, well, I mean, if anything, you could use that almost if you need a pressure valve. Like too much is pushing in here, you could pull a little bit away and save it for a rainy day, basically. So yeah, no, I think that makes sense.
Get a big fuck off bell and start clanging it. Ding,
Yeah,
ding,
exactly.
ding, ding.
So yeah, yeah. I guess. What do you think? You got persuasion, convince someone to sit there, or you got some kind of tech check to kind of rig it remotely? What do you got?
I guess it depends a little bit on whether it's mechanical or digital, but I was thinking kind of just breaking in and just rigging the controls. I'm assuming it's a pretty easy interface to set something.
Okay, cool. Yeah, give me some kind of tech check. Yeah, I'm good with it. Or criminality.
To break in.
Yeah, criminality. Yeah, that's fine. Criminality's fine.
Thing I can do. Let's see, 2d10, and that is. Oh, come on! I'm gonna flip that to.
Flipping it. Got it.
Yeah.
Church pressure valve. You have 5 assets now.
What's the 5th?
What do you have? So I could know.
3 special forces, 3 combined armed forces, hillbilly mafia, church pressure wall.
The auto harvesters.
The auto harvesters. That was a success.
That was a success. Yes.
All right. Yeah.
Yep. All right. Fantastic. All right. Well, you guys got everything set in place. You hear the whoop whoop of Blackhawks coming. And then not long after you hear that, you can actually hear the faint tinny sounds of Sabatone that they are blaring out of the PSYOP speakers they've hung off the belly of the helicopters. So I need a leadership check from you, referee.
All right. Let's get ready, people.
Oof, that's a rough one. All right.
I'll flip that.
You want to flip it? Okay.
Yeah,
all right. He's flipping it. So with that flip.
We're already down like half our will. We haven't even started yet.
We have 2 crits failed. So.
Higher is better on this one, right?
No, it doesn't. Yeah, that doesn't matter on this one.
Doesn't matter. Okay.
Yeah, that doesn't matter on this one. All right. So the zombies are gaining. So just so you guys understand how the zombie accordion works, so the zombies have a cap of how much force they can push. It's double where they're starting. So in this instance, it's 7. So the most force they will ever get is 14. But every round they will gain +2 until they hit that number of 14. Now you guys reducing by winning with forces will reduce that number down. But like that's where I'm starting from, and then you guys can kind of minus that. But every round they're going to be gaining 2 They're going to be gaining 2 on that until they hit kind of that soft cap. Again, it would make more sense if I had a web camera to show you guys the mat, but yeah, just so you guys understand what that was all about, what's going on. So
they're starting at 7, they can gain up to 14, and if we don't bring them down, they'll just stay at 14.
Yep, that is correct.
Sounds great.
All right then. So, you start seeing. So, for the opening round, you guys all now get a chance to do opening gambits. So, what this does is this kind of will allow you to demarcate where you are on the battlefield. All right, and by doing so, you'll get to temporarily reduce the force that the zombies push with on the opening round. If you fail this check, you will be at a disadvantageous position, which means you will have to spend this first round getting out of it. You can't activate war assets or do anything else. You're just trying not to die. All right. So this is voluntary. You do not have to do this, but it will, reduce your initial number you're fighting against. So it's not a bad. It's not a bad thing to do, especially since there's only 3 of you. Yeah.
Hey guys, guess what we should do?
But yeah, so that's your risk to profit analyses right there from your GM. So I'm just gonna go top to bottom. So smart patrol. You want to try something?
I'm wondering if just at this point, if there's if the trickle is little enough to just kind of pick them off and just try to at this point just kill them.
Well, this is the only time you're going to get a chance to do this. So, again, like
once there's hundreds, it's like a lost cause. But
exactly. So yeah, at this point, like, if you want this, like, you can get this for this first round to help you. Like, mechanically, that's all we're kind of weighing out here. So you can sell it expositorily however you want to, but yeah, just letting you know, mechanically, it's either do it or don't do it. You either get the bonus or you don't.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna basically just run across the choke point, because if I end up
you're
leading,
actually gonna be up here.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
And if I end up leading a larger group, oh wow.
Yeah.
All right, they let Google do that in your country.
Yes. So yeah, this is kind of the choke point area. I think this is am I understanding you correctly? This is kind of where you're wanting to be at.
Yeah.
Cool.
And
right.
maybe run across a little bit into enemy territory and.
Oh, okay. So you want to kind of be up here. Cool. All right. So yeah, give me. I assume you're wanting to be kind of stealthy about this little maneuver since you're going all the way up here into scary space.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Give me a stealth check.
I can do that.
Cool.
And that is a
crit success. Double the point reduction. Very good. All right. -2 for the zombies to start the round. Well done, my friend.
What are you doing out there?
I'm just running up to them, and because there's so few of them, and I'm relatively unconcerned, I just shoot them.
He managed to build himself a backyard suppressor. So yeah, he's feeling a little cocky right now. All right, Spark. How about you? You want to try some nonsense?
Yeah, I'll try some.
All right. What do you? Where you want to be? What is your opening gambit? What are you doing to help the cause here?
They're coming down that Farm Road 166, right?
Yep. Right now we're coming down this road, Farm Road 166. Yep. Crossing this little bridge here.
Okay.
And then they'll actually be getting into the facility. So right now you just got 1s and 2s because yeah, you got the Madman Smart Patrol out here picking them off all the way up here on this tree line.
You could use that.
Could I be in like the fuel site on my drone using its surveillance feature to get a better look at the flow coming in, so we can get a better
Absolutely. Give me a drone operator check.
better attack at it?
Yeah, that's perfectly fine.
Okay. That is a failure.
It's a failure. Okay, you will be at a disadvantageous position. So yeah, turned out there are still a couple of casualties left in that building, so you're gonna have to get away from them first.
Okay.
All right, last up, we've got referee. You gonna try something? You gonna hang back?
I'm going to try something.
All right.
I will
What do
be
you think?
sitting with my laptop, giving everyone a live feed of the area for as the swarm is rolling in. Then I grab my shotgun. So to get them started going south and not drifting west and north, I'm going to fire off the first bullets and really get their attention as the big horde comes in.
Persuasion or firearm, whichever one you prefer.
Persuasion.
All right, give it to me.
I think that's going to be my cue to get out of there.
Oof.
Sadly, I failed.
Sadly, you failed. You also be in a disadvantageous position. Very good, then. All right, opening maneuvers. Yeah, Smart Patrol, you're the only one who really gets a choice on maneuvers. So, is there something you're thinking about? You want me to go back through them with you again?
I took notes. So there's combat, which seems to be
combat?
what I'm
combat's an auto
already.
win. Yeah, well, I mean, combat's an auto win, but like the risk is you getting hurt. So that's not a bad one. Activating war assets right off the bat is also a pretty smart one because that'll get you guys up pretty good. Because remember, when you initially activate it, it's a +2, and then it'll go down to 1 for the rest of the rounds that it remains. But it will always be there. So like the quicker you get them activated, the longer they're helping you. You know what I mean?
And we had special forces, anti-armor, harvesters, the church. Well, harvesters don't make sense. Church bell is maybe a bit early, and we have the hillbilly mafia who were what were the hillbillies doing?
They're waiting for you to call them in. They are packed out on stripped down flatbed dually diesel farm trucks with shotguns and 22s and bad music.
Okay, straight up just shooting at them is what.
Oh yeah, they are just going to make a mess of things. So yeah.
I mean, it's probably good to have someone shooting on them while they're in that narrow, confined walkway up.
Yeah, it
Choke
yeah,
points
are
always
RPPR
nice,
just put their special forces guys right here on this James River Expressway pass and just had them picking them off as they're coming past. So like that's not a bad shout because again you've got this whole area blocked off with trucks, so they're
Could we have the anti-armor actually get into position?
absolutely, yeah, you can totally call them boys in. So yeah, that'll be either persuasion or awareness if you got a spot picked out that you think would be good to send them.
I'm going to go with awareness while I'm running across this little. It looks relatively little, but I have a bad sense of scale. This
No,
little
it's fine.
street,
Yeah.
and just point out where there's, I don't know, a clear line of sight or something that, because if I can see it, they will be able to see from the other side.
Sure.
If I find that, and I guess that is what we're going to find out now.
Yep. Give me the roll.
You should not confuse the letter D and E. There. That is, oh, come on. 5 and
enough?
5.
What's that? It's 5-5. Go into the market. Okay.
Yeah.
You got a will point for it, or you're gonna have to just tank it?
You know what? I'm just going to go with that and maybe put myself at risk later. So I'm at 0 will now, but we have a success.
Okay, great. So what are you at? How much does your awareness add to that 5? Just so I'm aware.
3.
Actually, it doesn't matter. Yeah. All right. So that's a success by 3. So 5 divided by 2. That's 3 rounds. You will have the Marines laying fire support before you're going to have to call them back in. So.
The anti-armor, I thought.
Yeah. Those are the Marines.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah, no problem. So yeah, that's +2 for you guys right there. Good job.
So I guess I just run along and see, hey, there's a point that is somewhat elevated and that you can see from, and where there's.
And then you just all of a sudden just hear the ripping of 50 caliber machine guns and automatic grenade launchers.
Yeah, and that's my cue to get out.
Yeah, it'd be a good shot. All right. So for referee and Spark, I need athletics checks from you two to get the fuck out of Dodge, because you guys are not in good spots, and turned out there are more zombies that y'all hadn't quite found yet.
How do rations factor into this?
As normal, burn it and then add more as you need it. Crit success. All right, with a crit success,
referee trains.
I'll give you your maneuver with a crit success. So yeah, you can do a maneuver still if you want to.
All right. Yeah. Nice.
Awesome. So but yeah, first off, Spark. You can burn as many rations as you want to, just like normal for athletics.
Yeah, I'm paying 1 to run and then 3 extra because this dice rolling app doesn't like me.
Okay, that's a perfectly legitimate way to go about your business. Oh yeah, crushed it.
I got 10 over 1. Yeah,
10 over 1. You're out of there. All right, good. No bites for you. Okay, so back to you, referee. What maneuver would you like to pull off? Remember, maneuvers are not mandatory for you as the face, but again, there's only 3 of you, so it behooves you to take the risks unless you don't feel like the dice are in your favor.
All right.
But yeah, so you can attempt to activate another war asset. Not a bad shot at this point in the game. Or you can, again, there's a bunch of stuff here. If you want to try and open the front, feeling like maybe with the couple of crit successes you've got, maybe you're in a good spot, you can do that. That'll allow you to split where your points go on the tracker. It's up to you.
I think I will do the open up the front just to see how that works.
So awareness or leadership for you? Either of those work.
I'll use awareness.
All right.
Sorry, no leadership. I mean, 2d10, and that's a success. That is a success.
All right.
12 over 10.
All right, so you're pointing out already some soft spots kind of that are already starting to appear in the like gaps that are allowing some of the casualties to wander. So yeah, you're getting personnel maneuvered around to kind of shore those up to lead the zombies where they're supposed to be going. So, all right, good shout, gentlemen. All right, that puts y'all at that, and I'm at that. So, I'm going to elect not to use any of my will points this round. Let's see how you guys do. So, leadership check. Scribbly, into the round.
All right. That's a success.
That's a success. All right, that's another +1 for you. Good job. All right, grand total, gentlemen. You got 8 points with your successful opening, crit success on an opening gambit. Smart Patrol. That puts the casualties at 5. You won by 3. So one of them has to reduce their forces. But you can shift. You can spend the other 2 on objectives, or you can use them all on forces, whichever you prefer.
We should at
Let's
least
grab
put
one
one on
objective.
objective.
Okay.
Yeah, there are some forces, I think.
All right. That puts both of those at equidistance from winning for you guys, just so you know. So those are both tied now for running away from things. So, yeah, good job. Very good job. All right,
So
casualties.
we're,
Casualties.
So
six,
we're 7-5 on objective, and
You're 5-5 on objective now.
Oh, okay. Oh, both of us.
You
though.
killed 2 forces of the casualties. So they've been pushed down. Yeah. So yeah, you're at 5-5 there, and you're at 5 on objective. So you are 5 away, either way from winning at this point. So yeah, good opening round. Good, very good opening round, especially considering the crit fails. Okay. So referee, do you want to make any changes to the orders, or you want to just leave everything to proceed as it's kind of been laid out? You know, everything seems to be going okay for you guys right now.
What are the orders I can make, Target?
It's literally just if you want to change the plan. Like, I mean, since you guys are all in communications, like, there's really not even a roll necessary, so this can be bypassed. I'm just, like I said, just kind of playing them all out to make sure they're all still making sense. But yeah, like, everything's going good. You guys are in communication.
Yeah.
Like,
everything's proceeding according to plan. Maintain positions, and if anything happens, give me the word.
all right, very good then. All right, so there are more casualties now. They're starting to come in clumps. But yeah, it's still nothing too scary. Nothing too scary. You still hear the wump 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 of Marine Corps auto fire. So that's good. So with that being said, maneuvers for Spark and Smart Patrol. What do you guys want to do?
I think I'm gonna run in and survey.
All right, you want to survey?
Yeah, I would like to find out if there's any surprises that are coming up for us. Like, if they're clumping now, that could mean that there's going to be, I don't know, a big clump, or it could mean anything, and I don't like that.
What's your awareness there?
My awareness
Control
is 3.
Okay, because with my drone, I get a +4 to it. So if you want me to survey, you could do something else if you're better at that. Just a proposition.
I think I'm okay with this.
Okay.
I mean, what else could I do? I could.
You could try and activate another war asset. Remember, it'll be a +2 difficulty since you did that last time. You could do combat, which will just give you guys a +1 on your pushing. So that's always helpful. Yeah, depending on if Scribbly's wanting to maneuver this time around or not, you might consider opening a front if you want to try that again. Yeah, you got quite a few options ahead of you. At this point, there are no enemy assets activating, so sabotage is not really applicable yet.
Yeah, but
the survey may be something to key in on if one's coming or not. But yeah,
that's my idea. Like, if there's something coming up, be it just a big clump of like a big clump, then I would like to be prepared rather than unprepared.
Sure. Well, I think he makes a good shot with the drone, because like that'll with that
that's
additional
true.
So do you want to combat or do asset at this point? Because I think those are probably your best options, because I think you're a bit of a fighter if I remember seeing your character sheet correctly.
Not that much.
Not bad. Yeah. Okay.
But I think just shooting them might be, again, a good idea, even though.
Okay. All right.
I guess disrupting these. No, wait. The clumps are good. So maybe I could try to clump them up even more now that we have all this heavy ordnance pointed at them, because then we want them together instead of.
All right. That will be persuasion or athletics, depending on how you want to go about this this daring little
running. A lot of running.
Okay. All right. Athletics it is then.
I'm going to channel my inner squirrel. That's
remember, you can burn additional rations, just like normal red markets.
That is, I think, in order.
Okay.
So 1 ration to roll, and I'm going to say
additional add points.
Let's go with 3 more.
Nice. All right.
2d10. And that is... Oh, come
Critical
on.
failure.
A critical failure. I don't think this is working out well. And also, I burned 3 rations.
Yep. That's pretty harsh. You got a will to knock that down?
Nope.
All right, so not only do you not get your point, but you are, you got a little too close. So I'm going to roll for, well, no, I'm going to leave it at the crit failure at the 9/9. So do you have any armor that negates poison, the blight?
I am immune.
You are immune? Okay. Well, that's still a self-control check for the other 2.
Yeah.
As I
Okay.
scream into my glasses, I'm assuming.
Yes, very
A lot of
much. Yes.
pain.
So that'll be 18 killing to zone 9. Yeah, you
Oh,
got bit
please.
real good. You got bit real good.
I'm good.
All right, yeah.
I don't give a
Hey,
shit.
it's fine. It's fine.
we know he's immune. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, he totally confided in us.
If he's
It's all
not
good.
immune, we'll just shoot him. That's
All
what
right.
we do. We shoot people who aren't immune.
All right. So Spark.
So
Drunk
I
pilot?
actually
Or awareness?
misremembered the bonus it gives me. It gives me a +3 bonus, so I actually have a +5 to awareness, and I
Alright.
will be doing survey.
Cool. Survey's good.
Distract yourself from what you're seeing on my...
All right. Yeah.
Success.
All right. So you got 3 choices here with a standard success. You can learn enemy plans. You can learn how much tide they're about to push with, or you can learn about a hidden asset.
I feel like their plan is to walk towards the biggest source of noise. So I think we're good on that.
Yeah, I'd say
Let's go with hidden asset, given that we have some difficulties at the moment with our other players, and we don't want any surprises.
All right. So as you're kind of zipping around, looking at these clumps that are maneuvering in and around, the area and starting to kind of move that way.
I think he dropped again.
Did he drop? Oh, god damn it.
I was wondering about that silence. It felt a little too early. Yeah, I don't think the dice are in our favor tonight.
That I always hate.
If we die quickly, maybe we can get another one going.
I'm in.
Hey.
It's fun. I saved it.
Okay,
We pulled out of it. We pulled out of it. All right.
All
You
right.
cut out before you said what we realized.
Okay. Yeah.
Tension.
So-
It was all for tension.
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So yeah, you notice kind of back here in the area as you're kind of zipping along the farm road, kind of watching these clumps, you start to notice there's a weird pattern developing in how they're maneuvering. They're almost spaced out, like organized. And back up on the highway, you actually see a large clump, and they're surrounding a smaller casualty, the center of them. And they're all marching almost in lockstep.
Is it like a little girl with the Steelers football helmet?
I mean, this time, no, but yes. In fact, you are correct in your assessment. There is a convert aberrant.
Guys,
having a little bit
Really
of a hard
starting
time.
to become a robot.
we understood that you said convert aberrant.
The convert
Yeah.
aberrant. Okay.
So guys,
All
I
right,
have a way to deal with it next round, so don't worry.
great, awesome. I guess that leaves us with referee. You gonna try something, or you gonna risk
Yeah,
yourself?
I'm gonna deploy the special forces.
Outstanding. Just need a persuasion or awareness.
All right, I'm gonna roll persuasion, boys. I need you out there. I need you out there now. Sorry, wrong cat.
Oof.
They're not listening to me.
They are not listening to you at all. All right. Well,
All right. No,
it is what it is.
Things happen.
Yep, things do happen. Okay, so that's everybody's maneuvers. Yeah, obviously you have revealed mine, so I am activating my war. Well, I'm going to roll, see if my war asset will activate. It doesn't. Okay, so the aberrant's not showing up yet. So still too far back to really affect you guys much.
Just seeing how well it's going and just, I don't need to step in yet.
So yeah, referee, I need another leadership check from you to finalize the round.
All right. Cross those fingers. That goes to the market.
Goes to the market. All right. So that leaves you guys at 6. Casualties are at 7. So they're pushing you down 1 now.
But at least we got a 1 from my injured maneuver there. Or
Yep, you did. So yeah, that
Yeah.
left you at 6. Yeah, even if you get, even with everything going bad, that leadership check would have still saved you. That's kind of the nicety with this system. It's like there's still lots of little bits that kind of help out.
at least that.
All right,
Wow.
new round. I assume no change in plans. So maneuvers. What do you guys want to do?
So can I sabotage that war asset before it's activated, or do I have to wait for it to be activated?
You have to wait for it to activate because it's not adding anything yet. Yeah.
Okay.
But you now know about it. So the minute it goes off, you can be ready for it.
Okay.
So in fact, since you know about it, I will roll before you guys' maneuvers when I'm going to activate it. So I will roll now, as a matter of fact. So you will know. No, it does not go off. So no, she's still not coming. So yeah, don't need to worry about her yet.
Unsure if want. Right.
So I mean, I guess Jason could figure this out by just looking at my character sheet. But when it gets activated, I'm going to take my drone and fly it into her and kamikaze it and blow it up.
Outstanding. I love it.
So that's what I plan on doing when she's activated. In the
Great.
meantime, what were you going to say, Spark Patrol? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's fine. I'm just wondering if I want to do something less dangerous now.
Activating war assets are always not dangerous.
Yeah, maybe I should run away
Yes.
from this mob and just. The church bells are activated, I think.
Nope.
And
All you've
the-
activated are the Marines so far. Everything else is not activated yet.
Oh,
Yeah.
then I made a wrong note. Then I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to run off and press whatever buttons I can press to just turn that on.
Awesome. You can do the criminality again since that was kind of how you rigged it up in the first place.
Yeah, I should have really let that door be open up anyway. Let's see. Also, I am quite unhappy with the state of my little world, and also that I apparently forgot how to activate this.
Oh gosh. Yep. That you did. All
My
right.
power went out.
That's
Backup
embar-
generator's gone.
That's embarrassing. Sorry. I'm
Just
gonna
they're
figure
like,
this out.
just kind of Heath Ledger's jokering it outside the hospital, just like slapping the thing, like shaking it, trying to push the button, the batteries back in to make connection. Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Bleeding. What was it?
Spark.
I will try and activate a war asset because I feel like we really need to get one online.
All right. Which one you going for?
Where are the casualties like? Are they just coming into the water treatment plant now?
Yep.
or-
Right now they've kind of hit this line right here.
Okay, I'm gonna have
facility.
the special forces who were previously deployed on the roofs of the buildings fire down into the casualties as they are flown across the bridge and spurting out into the plant.
Outstanding. Awareness or persuasion.
I will do awareness because I still have my drone.
Great.
I have not
That's-
kamikazed it yet.
That's a great shout. Yeah. Take that bonus.
That is a success.
All right. And that you have a +5 to that, right?
Yes.
All right. So they will last 4 rounds.
Okay.
Right.
That's,
Special forces.
+2 right now. Yeah. Nah. They start lighting shit up. So
Right.
I believe that just leaves referee. Yeah.
Yeah, referee will. He tried to deploy the special forces. They don't listen to him because he didn't have proper targeting data. Clearly.
Yep.
So I think what I'll do is I will. I'm going to change the sheet a little bit. Yeah, I'll do some scouting. Just since I'm in the area around the water treatment plant, I'll go
Okay.
and roll an awareness to look about and see if there's any other hidden assets.
All right. So you want to survey again? Cool. Go ahead.
And that's a fail.
All right. Well, you fortunately or unfortunately for you, however you want to look at it, like you didn't really need success on that one to learn about the next war asset as you start hearing the screamed apologies start resounding out of the area where the casualties started to kind of wash over you. There's now a Vector Brood active amongst
Great.
your lines. Self-control check, everybody.
I don't like this. Self-control.
Right.
Crit failure.
Okay. That'll be 4 in stress.
Referee is stone cold. He's heard this before.
You're good. Yeah.
I'm okay with this. They're not here.
All right. Cool. So yeah. All right. So still need that leadership check from referee.
Stand fast. There's not millions of them this time.
That's true. There aren't. All right. Success. Another +1. All right, gentlemen. Your total for this round was 8. The casualties, though, are at 9. So they will win again and push you down another one.
So what are we at? Just
You were at 3.
okay.
Active marks?
And what are they at?
They're still at 5.
You're still at 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, we need to start pushing real hard.
Okay.
All right. New round, new maneuvers.
All right. Referee will deploy the Hillbilly Mafia.
Outstanding.
Is the convert not activating or?
Oh, yeah. That's a good shout. Thank you for reminding me. Do that first. It is actually.
Okay. I'll handle
Right.
that.
All right.
Okay. Yeah.
But
sure.
no, you can go first. I mean, yeah.
All right, referee, go ahead. Give me your persuasion or whatever, whichever charisma skill you
This
want
is
to use.
definitely leadership. I
All right,
think.
leadership. Love it. Yeah.
I need to basically herd these cats into the right wall. And it's a No!
And
Ease!
no,
No,
yeah,
Wes, ease!
they are too happy to listen to you as you hear the whoops, the hollers, the revving of smoky diesel engines as the trucks immediately go barreling down this road right here. They're coming up this way, up through here, kind of up along this trail line, and then all of a sudden you just hear the screeching of tires and then balls of black oily flames start roiling out, and the screams. Yeah. Not good.
Yeah, they hit the vector, Vave.
Yep, basically. So that's an asset gone. All right.
Great. I'll just cross that off.
Yep.
Yep.
All right. Next up.
I guess I will sabotage their convert by flying my
convert.
drone directly into it and detonating it with the kamikaze upgrade.
Outstanding. Drone pilot.
Yep. I got a +3 to that.
Worthy sacrifice.
Success. 10 over 9.
Success. All right. Convert's gone. Horde starts to kind of disperse a little bit.
Nice.
Yep.
So we still have the vector brood to deal with.
I no longer have my drone though. God damn it.
I'm kind of in a good position. I'm assuming I'm kind of not at the ground level of the church at this point. Actually, that's probably not how churches work, but I don't know. I'm kind of imagining that I'm kind of up high and whatnot.
Yeah.
But I think this turn I don't want to hit again the church asset because does it reset after 2 rounds? Or is it forever now harder to activate that asset?
It would reset if you did something different this round. But to be fair, you guys are behind the 8 ball right now as far as points go. So would behoove you maybe to try and activate it.
Yeah.
Take the
All
risk
right.
with it. Yeah.
All right.
Unless you want to sabotage the vectors.
Yeah, that's the other thing you could do.
All right. How could I sabotage the vectors?
The easiest way is by letting them try and chew holes in you. But if you have a better idea, I would probably recommend that.
I feel like at this point I would like to be at a longer range.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I could work on sabotaging them next round if you wanted to do something else.
Could I just... that would be... Could it... Okay, so they're kind of in the middle of that, and I'm over there. That's a bit far for me to really do anything about them, though.
I mean, a shoot check would draw their attention. I'd give you that for sabotage because I mean they are zombies. Noise is always a good way to.
So
Get away.
basically, I screw off. I'm just cursing under my breath, sitting on top of a church. I screw off this cobbled together silencer and just unload into the air and yell obscenities at.
And then you start running.
The sprinted, yeah, and then I start running. Yeah, so I think that's what I'm doing.
Cool.
Would that be shoot?
Yeah, shoot's good with me.
Shoot's good. Let's see how good. And would that be something I can throw some resources at?
Yeah. You can spend extra charges on. I believe if your firearm's charged, you can absolutely spend more charges on it.
Oh, then I will spend. Actually, I gotta reduce it by another charge or so because I earlier shot some.
That's fine.
zombies.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
No,
So I'm gonna spend 3 additional ones.
All right.
And oh wait, no, that succeeds by 3.
Okay. Nice. Yeah. You do sabotage that. So well done.
And now I gotta run.
Yep. Now you have to run. All right. So that brings us back to. Everybody's gotten their maneuver. Yeah. Did I lose track of somebody? I think that was everybody.
Did referee do
I-
something or?
No, he didn't. Yeah,
Okay.
referee. What do you?
I failed, crit failed. The
Oh, that's right. You
abilities.
did. You did. You crit failed. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
that's right. Okay. So yeah,
Leadership.
that
And
is
it's good.
successful
It's
lea-
good.
That is a successful leadership check. Outstanding. So, all right, that puts you guys there. All right. That. Well, it's not good news. It's another lost round, but
Not dead yet.
not dead yet. Not dead yet.
How much should we get reduced by?
You were down to 2.
God damn it.
They're still on 5.
They're still on 5. Yep. Drastic measures, gentlemen. Also,
Right. We're also
you
losing
are-
Marines.
you are
This round.
losing your Marines this round. They will need to be reactivated if you want them back in.
Yeah, they're redeploying and reloading.
Okay. So yeah, I would suggest everyone try war assets this round. You need a big
Yeah.
push.
Yeah.
I'm actually considering combat again
Okay, that's fair too.
because I'm kind of being chased by a bunch of screaming, bloodthirsty humanoids.
That's fair.
And
But
I
I
think-
mean, you're still kind of over by your church. So if you turn your church on, you would just keep them there rather than
that's
Them-
true. Oh
them
yeah,
getting
that's,
bored of you.
Do that. Do
Yeah, I
that.
guess that's probably a good idea. So I'm gonna
Oh.
loop around and try to go for the church again.
Cool. All right. So you're doing that. Criminality or athletics at this point to just get yourself back inside.
Athletics, and then just try to stomp in whatever bullshit rigged up lock I couldn't crack myself.
Love it.
Probably some branch or something that I laid across it so that nothing
How many,
could wander
how many
in.
charges are you burning?
Let's go with 4
All right. All right.
because
I
I am running like hell
like
and kicking like hell and then running some more. Let's see. Hey,
Nice.
So
Done it.
good.
He's done it. All right. So the bells would last 3 rounds. So that's +2 right there. That's
ding
good-
dong.
That's a good start to the day. All right. Who's activating next?
So do we still have the anti-armor this round, or
No.
are they done?
Nope. You need to call him back. You want him to come back.
Okay.
Yep.
Just clarifying. I actually feel better doing the auto harvester.
Yeah, we're pulling back. We're pulling back towards the yard waste recycling center.
Yeah.
Oh, right, that's also there.
Yeah. No,
So-
sounds good.
Would that be a drone operator test to activate
That's
the
how you set it
auto
up.
harvester?
Yep. That's how you set
Yep.
him up. So yep.
Okay. Let's see what I will do.
Hey, there's another church near there.
That is success. Can I use a will to make it a crit success?
You absolutely may.
Then I will do that to keep it always on.
All right, he's done it. So you have auto harvesters forever. +2 right now. It'll drop down to a 1, but it will stay a 1 forever. Well done. Last but not least, referee, you calling the Marines back? That's your last war asset not active right now.
Yep. I'm gonna go and bully them into getting back in there right now.
Intimidation. I like it.
No.
Yeah. No, you no.
Show-
This is not the time for lunch break. You get back the fuck in there right now.
Those
That's okay.
hillbillies did better than you. At least it took them out when they exploded.
But I'll flip it.
You're flipping
I
it?
will flip it.
Outstanding. Outstanding. All right. You get them for another 3 rounds. Well done. Well done. Good. So
They
let's
were a
roll.
bit pudgy, and now we know why.
Yeah, now you know why. All right. So, yeah, there's that. I need a leadership test from you, your referee. This is a big one.
Yeah.
a big one.
How long do they last now?
You
Marines,
got the Marines for 3 rounds.
3 rounds.
So you got the Marines in the church for 3 rounds. You got 2 more rounds of Green Berets. The auto harvesters will not go down unless I sabotage them. They are up forever.
He's going to sabotage them.
Nice.
Considering how cruel the dice have been, I think that would be.
Leadership,
I am not Ross Van.
Just
Excellent.
look at those harvesters mowing them down. We got this, boys. We've got this.
Well, I mean, it's a good thing you did, because that's what you needed to push it over the top. So you guys took that one.
Woo.
Well done. All right, you've pushed them down to 4.
Hmm.
Great.
2-4. Oh.
And our objectives are still at 5-5, right?
Yes.
Uh,
Well, again, if you reduce the forces all the way down, like, you still win. So yeah, that's okay. Like, at this point, pushing forces is your best bet because
Yeah,
that's the lowest one.
I would say I think objectives are a trap right now.
Yep. Nope. At this point, you're in a desperate scrum of survival and hatred. Like, yeah, it's time to it's time to battle.
we cannot increase our forces at all, can we?
No, not at this point. No. Best you could do is just keep the people alive you have alive. But the good news is you have all your war assets activated. So now you guys can dedicate yourself to combat and sabotage and support maneuvers. So stuff that will help you actually get some bigger numbers going, because you don't need to waste time trying to get your assets up. So that being said, who wants to go first?
I'm going to shoot the vectors.
Shooting
because
vectors.
I don't want them running after me.
Sounds great. Shoot.
I guess I have to actually shoot for that. And
Well, again, you're going to get this no matter what. It's just, does this hurt you?
yeah, I would prefer to not be hurt.
I would agree.
On the other hand,
Immune.
yeah, but I mean, I'm still,
No, I get it.
yeah,
Yeah, what do you had
Um,
18 killing on your chest?
yeah. That's smarts patrol. I say over the Wi-Fi. Let's see. I spent 4 bullets, so I'm going to spend 1 to activate and 2 more to shoot.
Awesome.
So that's at a +5 total. And that is, hey, a nice success.
Done it. All right.
So I pick them off probably, sort of, from.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're putting them down. You're definitely putting them down as quick as you can. All right. So,
Smart Patrol the Slayer.
yep. Sparks, what do you want to do this round?
Are there any enemy assets active or no?
No. Nope. You
Okay.
guys managed to just disable them all. Yep.
Then I guess I will just use
So
combat to fight.
you want to just fight? Okay. So
I mean, there's
again,
no other war assets to activate. I
nope,
mean,
there are not. Yeah. So yeah, no, combat's good because that automatically is going to give you that push. So yeah, you're just risking whether you're going to take damage or not. So you shooting, you stabbing. What do you got?
can I use? Actually, I feel like that would probably be more placement beforehand. I would say, could I use demolitions for my plastic explosives?
Yeah, I'm good with that. Yeah.
Okay.
So foresight to place it in the right spot.
Foresight to place it in
Yeah.
the right spot.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Okay.
That was not the right spot.
So
Oh, jeez. Another
would-
crit fail.
Would making that just a normal failure help at all?
I
that
mean,
much,
no,
or-
because with a 1/1, that's 2 killing the zone 1. It would just make it 1 killing the zone 1. That's all it's going to change. Like, you still got your
Okay.
point. Like, yeah,
Okay, yeah.
no, this is all you risked hurting yourself. Do you have anything to stop Blight? Do you have any armor on your legs?
No.
Okay. Are you immune?
No.
All right.
Oh dear.
What is your strength rating?
Protection check.
1.
1. All right. Here we go. All right, that's a number. We'll come back to that in a minute. Self-control checks, everybody else.
All right.
I'm gonna make a self-control check too.
Yeah, you definitely need to. With not being immune.
I passed.
Failure,
Goes to the market.
It's too stress if you fail.
All right. Fuck. This has happened
If-
before
if-
as well.
If I pass, is it? I feel like
might be
I'm a
fine.
1-3 since it's
Yeah,
happened to me.
no. You got one trauma. Oh fuck.
Okay.
Oh fuck. Yeah.
I'm just talking to myself. He might be fine. He might be fine. He might be.
He might be fine. He might be fine. If not, it's all fucked anyways. Why not?
Oh, God damn it. At least if I go latent, I become a distraction as I scream.
And then they tear you apart.
All right, referee, you're up.
All right. I'll get stuck in as well. Why not?
Nice. Nice.
Just get
I
in
like,
there with the shotgun and the slugs.
I like it. I like it a lot. All right. So
So you
yeah,
get off the laptop.
roll to
and-
see if you get hurt.
I'll spend 5 charges.
5 charges.
Oh wow!
Yeah, you're just slam firing that bitch, aren't you?
You're gonna melt that barrel or something.
And I needed at least some charges.
Probably a good thing you did.
That would have been a 3 against 4 if I'd spent nothing. So
Yeah. No, it's probably a good thing you did.
I needed at least 2 of those charges.
Yeah, no, they're just at this point they're just spilling out here into the auto harvester territory, and yeah,
Yeah, I'm
just
just knocking
crushing
them
through all
over
this.
as they're
Yep.
coming in, making others stumble on them.
All right. Yeah, that'll be a leadership check left to you, referee.
All right.
Oh, God.
I should probably something.
I'm good. I'm good. 9 over 8.
9 over 8. He's done it, lads. He's done it. All right. You actually
Turns
pushed
out
him to,
the time charge with a shotgun was just the morale booster they needed.
all right, you pushed him 2 that time. You guys are now heads up for the game. Whoever can get 2 points wins at this at this stage.
Do I
Hmm.
feel feverish at all? Or
I'm
probably in shock a little bit, so I can't tell.
Don't worry,
Uh,
we'll know when
do
you
you have-
start
do you have-
screaming.
Do you have medic? Your first aid?
No.
Awareness then.
Okay. That's a fail.
Yeah. Yeah, you're really not sure, but that makes you even more unsure about it. Go ahead and take another trauma. So, is this just shock, or is this what it's like right before you start the screaming?
Oh, God.
All right, gentlemen, new round.
Oh.
What we got maneuvers wise? Remember, if you guys all stick with combat, which is not a bad shout, it's going to be a +2 difficulty on this one.
Guys,
I think I know what's going on here.
tell Allie, my dependent, that I did this for her. I'm gonna get on the nearest vehicle that I possibly have my remaining plastic explosive strapped to me, and just drive into the biggest chunk and detonate them.
Wonderful. Outstanding description of it.
Meanwhile,
Surviving, that's a +2. That is you get your +2. Gentlemen, that'll be another round of self-control check.
yeah, I'll tell her. Go out there.
Yeah, that'll be
He is not gonna be fine. He's
it'll be 3 trauma to both for that one.
Oh shit!
No, I made
Would
it.
that be detachment?
Oh, did you make that? Okay, then it just
Oh
be
no,
1.
sorry.
Yeah, no, it would be
not agree
detachment.
to-
Thank you. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
that would be detachment.
So how much?
Yeah, if you made it, it's just 1 detachment. If you failed, it's 3 detachment.
Okay. I did not make it. I would look
Okay.
at the wrong stat.
Okay, cool. So yeah, now 3 detachment. Like, oh fuck, it's just
Oh god!
yeah. You just,
It's extra bad for us because we're both immune and know that was a possibility.
yep, and yeah, no, you're just like, well, yeah, it's not very Michael Bay actually. I think that's the first thought that kind of gets to your mind as you see the detonation. It's really just a displacement of dirt and air moving. Like it's not very epic. Like watching that much explosive go off. And yeah.
Yeah, you just feel the shockwave.
Yeah, they're just kind of gone.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Yeah. So what are you two doing to honor that worthy sacrifice and win this fight?
Not a crit failing would be good.
Not crit failing would be an outstanding idea.
I have the soft spot, the bold, and the broken. So I'll say that I tried to run out there to stop him from doing his heroic self-sacrifice.
All right, you get your will point. That'll be a support roll, persuasion, but at a +2 difficulty. So add 2 to the red dice. Go ahead and give me the throw.
2d10.
Oof. You got a will point now. You can flip it.
What roll was this?
This was support. So you need to succeed to get your point you want.
Well, I will flip that with a die then.
All right, flip it with a die. All right, you got your +1. Yeah, no, it's very epic. It's very dramatic. Multiple camera angles for the movie to like show us you desperately run, like tears kind of starting to well in the eyes.
Smart Patrol.
Yeah, as your friend just goes. All right, so Spark, what are you gonna do last round?
That was Spark.
Sorry, Smart.
That's fine.
My bad. Sorry.
Yeah, I guess I'm in a little bit of shock here.
Sure.
So I think I'm gonna start doing. I'm just gonna run. I'm gonna run and presumably gonna drag a whole bunch of casualties behind me. Can you on the map go towards where the water was?
Yes.
Because I feel like some laps might be just the right thing right now.
Sure.
We should have had someone stand in the middle of the pool of water with a bullhorn shouting. Oh, the casualties can't swim.
Yeah.
Well, what's funnily enough is since it's a treatment facility, Caleb, when he did this, that's exactly what he did, except he activated the mixers inside of it, so he turned it into a giant ship blender. Was his war asset? Yeah, his war asset was literally ship blender.
That's good.
Yeah, that's what he did. All right, athletics or persuasion? Yeah.
I'm gonna keep running there. Let's look at what my rations look like. Let's just spend big. Let's say I'm gonna get a refresh going here and pop up a new. I do have 3 refresh, and I haven't used it yet,
No,
so.
there's
we should have spent.
There is no
resources
tomorrow
earlier.
at this point. You are drawing something to the tune of 250,000 casualties, and now you have vectors. There was an aberrant in there, like fuck this day, and now one of our friends are dead. Yeah, and so are most of the other people we started with. To be fair, because you're down to 2, like, that's a lot of dead for
We
coworkers.
started at 5. To be fair.
Yeah, but still 3/4 worth of people. Like, how do you want to translate that number? If there was 40, that means that's 24 people are now currently dead.
I just chalk it up. I just chalk it up to that was mostly the hillbilly squad.
Fairs.
Nothing against the hillbilly squad, but they all died. So
Yeah,
I
they
chalked
really
it up to that.
did. They really, yeah. No, I was like, expecting something really epic here after all that big talking, and then it's just like you didn't even get to watch them die. Like they're just in the trees and just gone. Like they never existed.
Yeah, I'm gonna spend real big.
Okay.
I mean, look at that thing. I'm running laps around it, like literally just running a lap around one and then around the other. And I'm gonna be wheezing after this, but I'm gonna spend 7.
Okay. So yeah, what was that put you at 14?
Well, total of 7. So
Okay, gotcha.
So 6.
So 6, gotcha.
So
All right,
total of
that's
plus
a
9.
good spin.
And that's
Yep. So that's 12. Yeah. All right. So that will get you your +1. All right, this is it. This is it, referee. Gotta make it worth it with that leadership check. Can he do it? This is where Aaron fucked it. He's got it. He's got it, gentlemen. And with that, your total number 2 + 2 for
Yeah. I know what he's doing. I know what he's doing. Like just running back away from the big explosion that was Smart Patrol. He grabs out a whistle and just starts blowing and blowing and blowing. And it's both a signal to everyone else to, get around to the quarry, and it's drawing them to the quarry like this constant whistle.
Well, you all are at 11. The casualties are at 9. Congratulations, gentlemen. You did it. You're my first winners on the new rules.
Well, that was
Surprising number of crit fails.
Yes, with an amazing number of crit fails spread between just 3 players. That is phenomenal, quite frankly.
Wait, did we have, was it
Ca-
5?
Did anyone else have 5 war assets though?
Well,
How many did they have the other night? I believe they had 5 war assets. Yeah, as well.
we also you gave us the opportunity to make double the war assets, and we failed all of them too. So it's
Yep.
not like we had
Yeah,
any
yeah,
bonuses.
Yeah, I was like, man, only 3 people. Yeah, I got to give you guys lots of opportunities for war assets. It's just like, okay, I guess
We
not.
just burned them.
All right, so
I'm
general
gonna
impressions.
assume.
I'm obviously looking for comments and criticisms on the stuff as I'm trying to get it prepped up for Caleb so we can get this out to everybody. But what do you guys think overall this system?
I really like it.
Yeah.
It's an interesting system. I feel that I had a bit of trouble knowing what went to what because, forces objective, I wasn't quite sure where I was at
Yeah.
times. So I was like making notes of my own and was like, we're down to 4 on objective now. But that was only when you were winning and I'd forgotten that.
Yeah, and
winning with excess.
And yeah, I mean, obviously being able to play with you guys physically, or the wonderful people who are updating the Red Markets app, I'm sure will build a digital template for this. So I think that will hopefully make that translation easier. But yes, I certainly understand where you're coming from as far as that being kind of confusing. Particularly with this being all fresh and me just trying to describe it as best I can to you with words.
You
But
should
yeah,
definitely get up a PDF of all the different kind of actions you can take because I find that is very helpful with remembering. Sure. I have a list written, but
I think you did a wonderful job of just explaining it on the fly.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
I think the only thing that threw me was you described the tracks like the negotiation track, and just in my mind, it's always a push-pull kind of relationship.
Right.
And this one's more like it's a meter, and you're just decreasing the meter.
Yeah.
So once I got that out of my head, I saw it more as like a decreasing a health pool or whatever. I was able to grasp it better.
No, and that's fair. For the variation when you play against other humans like renegades or bandits or whatever you want to call bad guys you'll be fighting in a campaign, it'll be a lot more like the negotiations because it'll be pushing and pulling on objectives, and then you'll do the the open up front to try and fuck with their morale or their forces to help give you an edge to win that push pull over the objectives. But with War Against the Blight, which is kind of one of the problem areas where we were at as far as the swinginess of it. That's why I kind of chose that to run against you guys rather than picking an actual human opponent and trying those rules out because they're pretty solid. In fact, I've got like a full campaign published on YouTube. If you guys are bored or anything, I'll link that really quick here in the so you guys can check that out if you're interested.
That's really interesting.
Is that the Russian Federation one?
Yep, that's the one.
Okay.
Have you listened to that?
I started to, and then I forget something else came up, and I wanted to listen to that more.
Sure. Yeah. No.
So that distracted me. I plan on listening to it eventually, especially because I wanted to learn about the wargaming rules.
And
where's the link?
I'm getting it right now for you guys.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought you. Okay.
No, it's cool. Just give me 2 seconds. Pull this up. Here we go. Here's the playlist. Boop, boop, boop. Copy paste. I'm going to put this right here in the StreamYard comments, and you guys can copy paste it wherever you need to.
All right.
I also feel like against casualties, the objective track, when the forces track is so close, the objective track is kind of like a trap or is not really as important. It
is a little bit of a red herring.
If there was if the casualty started at like 9, then I would definitely say definitely do objectives. But we were already so close to begin with. It's like, why go for objectives when they're really pushing us on that one track really hard?
The only reason I even kind of brought it up, kind of as a push, other than just kind of GM kind of belligerency, was that RPPR on their playthrough this week. That's what the first round they won big because they got almost all their war assets activated the opening round. So they won big, and they decided and they opened a front and decide to split it. And since it was one less, it was technically one less to go to objectives than forces. They decided to try and push big, and they almost won that opening round by pushing the objective. So yeah, they did really good funneling right off the bat, and then but then it started going sideways for him as the zombie accordion effect started to catch up to him, and they started losing war assets. So, yeah. But yeah, no, that's a very fair point. It is.
Yeah, like-
I'm still kind of working on the math as far as what is the right place, kind of for some guidance to start, for the market to kind of figure out where to start his players at for the war
Yeah,
session.
I also
not a-
think
How do you turn it into like a qualitative choice as opposed to an optimizing thing? I think is also-
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I wasn't saying it was
And I
a
mean-
bad thing, but just something
No,
to
no.
like just note on like a sidebar or something. Like if
No.
the tracks are close, maybe casualties just push their force.
Yeah, 100%. No, 100%. That's very valid, and it's definitely one of the last big hurdles I have to get over before I really get this nailed out and written, so Caleb can get it off to publication. So yeah, no, I definitely appreciate that. That is definitely one of the. That is definitely
it was
last
kind
thing.
of hard to keep track of how long your war forces were active. I did try to keep track of it, but I feel like I lost it. It was very easy for, like, I think a tactic with this is, well, if you can spend a will point to make a war force last the entire battle, then you
Yeah.
should always do that. Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
always.
maybe you could turn that into also a spendable resource. Like instead of just having them be active for a while, you could basically turn it into a tracker by turning it into a resource. You get 3 tokens if you do this and that, and then every turn you spend one, and then that's gone.
No, that's that's a good. That is actually a good point. I like that idea.
Yeah, I was-
actually.
It would also be very in theme with the whole everything as a resource in red markets.
Because I was thinking like if we just all activated the war assets and if we had enough will, just spend the will to keep them always on, and then we could focus on other things.
Yeah,
That's incredibly powerful, especially if you got a lot of war assets like we did.
yeah. No, that's actually a really good idea. I appreciate that, gentlemen. Yeah.
Maybe I think one criticism that I see of this game, but I think that's
Oh.
also because we were just fighting non-humans, is that we kind of didn't do a lot of character play. I was a little worried that I was underprepared by not
Sure.
having my guy be an actual person in some ways.
Yeah.
But I think in this case, it's also just hard to get that because we're kind of in a hot combat situation, and
Yeah.
we're not going to talk about our feelings about, hey,
Yeah.
I don't like this.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it. We just gotta keep running and do things.
There,
So-
there needs to be something like vignettes in there.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, and listening to, if you guys listen to the other campaign, using it in actual campaign play versus one shot, I think there's more opportunity for that. But yeah, I
Yeah.
definitely hear what you're saying on that. Because you come into this, you play whatever 14 sessions of a game, and then all of a sudden you completely flip the script on it. Yeah, I can totally get where you're coming from on that.
Well, you
I
gave us
was-
a chance to get like war assets in
Mhm.
the game. Maybe you have secondary chances to get war assets, and it becomes that whole like flashback mechanic where we sit together and try to plan out how are we going to get this thing at least for one shots.
Interesting. Yeah.
So
Or maybe
that
just-
allows for some in-character interaction, and then we settle together on what kind of war asset we got.
Yeah, and you could also adapt that a little bit to what kind of game you're trying to play. Like in this one, we wouldn't necessarily plan because we didn't have a lot of time to plan, but because we're kind of locals, we could do like a flashback scene. Oh yeah, I know that my mom went to that church and they have like this cool digital system, and as a kid it was shown to me or whatever, and that's how I know that. You can
Yeah.
just get into that room, and so just kind of flesh out what's going on there. I think you did well just showing us around in Springfield there.
Yeah.
Which kind of substituted for that, but I think having it be systematized would be an asset.
No, I like that. No, I definitely like that. That's a good
It was
shot.
definitely very interesting to have a map to kind of like, oh yeah, this is how we're doing it.
Oh yeah, that was
Here
great.
are the actual events happening.
Now, the one, definitely big upside of being digital with you guys is, I had to do printouts for RPPR, which fortunately we all live here, so they have at least a general understanding of the area, even though most of them weren't that familiar with that side of town. Which, I mean, I go out there because I do yard work, with lawn work, and stuff like that with my dad. So yeah, I go to that waste facility a lot. That I was indicating you guys could turn into a giant bonfire, but yeah, no. I liked how much Google was allowing me to actually pull up and show with you guys. So yeah, no, that is a cool thing. It's a cool asset.
This is almost like some types of board games I play
Mm-hmm.
in some ways.
Yeah.
And that's kind of also where I'm coming from with the whole, this is not necessarily best for character play, because it reminded me of that on the role-playing. You still there?
Yeah, I'm still there.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll just shut down screen share. Yeah.
Yeah, because it just kind of reminded me of board games I enjoy that are strongly on the role-playing side of things.
Uh-huh.
So it's kind of, there's a mesh developing from very strong role-playing. It's just people talking to their support game, and yeah. But I think this is really, really good.
Okay, cool.
Question about campaign play. You said that in a wargaming focused campaign, they would spend their milestones to develop war assets.
That is correct.
Is there any other uses for the milestones that you thought of, or?
Yeah, the final milestone is a retirement goal. So the loose idea I had for the war campaign is for war campaigns is it's more like early crash kind of time frame, and so like it can be moving towards developing enclaves and stuff like that.
Okay.
So I was kind of leaving in. I just left the term retirement milestone. It's what you'll hear me use in that YouTube campaign that I've linked you guys. But that was the biggest thing I thought of was, allowing for an in-game scenario of like kind of dictating how your character ends this, because the end of a war is usually pretty unsatisfactory as far as an ending to a story. As anybody who's actually read, Tolkien or Hubbard or some of those others have seen, when it's kind of all revolved around this great epic thing, and then it's like, well, no, these people that survived, it's kind of like, meh, like now what? And yeah, you get a little, appendices and stuff. But did you have a thought?
Yeah. I was going to say that would you think of having the players, instead of like developing war assets with their milestone, they could also like find an enemy war asset or take out an enemy war asset with their milestone?
No, because I actually allowed for like gameplay mechanics of that, so actual like campaign sessions for that sort of thing. So I'm introducing another mechanic. Caleb and I have been kind of talking about, because obviously this is his baby and he's way more experienced with game development than I am. I'm just doing this, because I want a writing credit, because I haven't published any of my work yet. But actually adding an element for actual like NPC effects on this. So to it, there'll be like big bads that actually give GMs like war assets for the end of the game. So, there'll be opportunities during game sessions for players to discover those war assets and have kind of a heads up to prepare their sabotages ahead of time. Or make war assets that actually counter. So there's been some talk of that. Haven't tested it yet because I haven't really come up with a good idea how to implement that versus just the normal sabotage or normal war asset usage. But that is definitely something we've played a little bit with and we're still kind of experimenting with. But yeah, definitely a good shout on that, because that's, I think for campaign play, that's a big thing to kind of.
Because if you have like a group of 5 or 6 takers and they're all devoting their 3 milestones to war assets, that's like 18 war assets right there.
Exactly. So yeah, offering some counterplay for the GM as well, which is kind of where the GM pool of will points is kind of built in from, particularly for one shots. But yeah.
Could you have 20 milestone to like get rid of your will point pool by 1 or something like that?
Yeah. I think I think that'd be an interesting shout. Absolutely.
So you're walking yourself up to take down the big bad, essentially.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, because I mean, if you think about it, rarely are conflicts a true, like, complete and utter surprise, come out of nowhere. Like, it's not very often like Germany just breaks across into Poland, like that's, you look historically at warfare.
Elephants over the Alps.
Yeah. There's definitely kind of elements of that for development, both for enclave creation, but also, for kind of having some kind of big bad components. But obviously Caleb, with his his considerations both to storytelling and how he wants his game to play, like we don't want it so much as like some big like James Bond villain Sauron type of bullshit. Like there's it should be kind of an interpersonal connected thing. So like warring for resources to build an enclave and like different ideologies or something like that at play between the the forces at work against each other, stuff like that.
I feel the meek get sort of underused, so maybe like a meek stronghold, or like, where does that ideology even come from? Like, fuck.
Yeah.
We are a mistake that needs to be corrected. Like, jeez. How do you get like that? There has to be some culture that encourages it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, isn't
that some baseline Christianity?
I mean, I think you could look at there's some traces of that and some in the big three monotheistics, but like I think that's kind of an outsider kind of cynical perspective, and is unfortunately overutilized by people who don't see religion as anything other than and I mean this by like pastors. I'm not talking about like criticism of religious people, but like the people who are actually the power structures of it, utilizing it, trying to keep it relevant is like, hey, don't think on it, just listen to it and sterilize if it doesn't fall in line. But yeah, I think when you actually start peeling back some of the base tenets with Judaism and Christianity and Islam, you start to see like that doesn't mesh up, but again, that requires thinking. And
I mean, ultimately it's less the text and more what people do.
Exactly. Yeah. So but again, that's big picture stuff. Yeah. I'm not going to tackle that shit in my writing at all. But yeah, no, it's
leave it to
like very interesting questions to like ask and to
I'm
play with
a little bit
as a GM with a campaign. I think that'd be an interesting thing to dig into.
I'm wondering a little bit though if you could use the general concept. I mean, I think what you have here could also be generalized in some way. Like it doesn't necessarily need to be like just a specific skirmish or whatever. It doesn't need to be an armed conflict. It could also be, of course, with probably quite a bit of tweaking, but I wonder a little bit if there's potential and therefore also, for example, as you mentioned, ideological conflicts that are not fought with arms, but could be, but just as relatively peaceful trade or ideological conflicts of some description.
Yeah, kind of almost like a rhetorical maneuver or political maneuver system.
Oh, yeah, you just reminded me. Have you are you familiar with the gridiron from was it Unknown Armies? I think.
I'm not actually.
It's basically a thing that you can use for all sorts of races, in the sense of you try to reach a goal or another. It's basically like the negotiation. But it can be used in all sorts of contexts.
Okay.
You just have to, of course, adapt then. Okay, this element needs to be mapped to, I don't know, the goal of the one faction. This element needs to be mapped to that. And then you could define, for example, goals for the different steps. And every success, I think it was basically, every success you have over the other party pushes the whole gridiron in the one or the other direction.
Interesting. I'll have to talk to Ross when he gets back from Australia about that, because I know he really likes Unknown Armies and he's pretty familiar with that system. So yeah, no.
But basically, I'm wondering if what you have here could be that for red markets, just on a bigger scale.
Yeah.
I'm not sure the system of red markets would quite support that. It seems like it's kind of a different system, but
yeah.
Okay, I mean,
these days everybody borrows something, so like it's definitely something to go at least have a chat and a talk about, and look at what kind of aspects of that may be useful, So yeah, it's a good shot. Like I said, I take all comers, kind of get this sorted out to make it run real smooth.
I mean, the main thing you could do here is file off the serial numbers of force, morale, and objective, and switch them up with something else, and then it's not combat, but canvassing or whatever.
Yeah.
So I think that's powerful what you got here.
Yeah,
is what I'm saying.
No, like I said, I do appreciate it. I'm glad you guys had fun with it, and I definitely appreciate the notes, the ideas. All of this helps. So yeah, no. All right. Any saved rounds? Any last shots? Or I'll let you guys get on with the evenings. I know a couple of you guys. It's starting to get a little late.
I'm gonna assume Smart Patrol is gonna be whisked away.
Referee thankfully probably sticks around and becomes. He needs somewhere to stash his girls, essentially. So this recently cleared city that can be looted seems like a great place for that.
I mean, yeah, no, there's got a whole lot of opportunity to, and again, no. So the end game, yeah, no. Basically the army got what it wanted, got its truckers, and basically bounced. And yeah, you guys kind of left with I mean, not a completely empty ghost town, but a fairly empty ghost town of,
the streets are emptier.
Yeah, I mean, it's it's a big city for this part of America, but it's still not huge. But I mean, that's still a lot of resources just kind of floating around build an enclave out of, or set yourself up as Immortan Joe
trucks.
or whatever you want.
A limited number of trucks. They could have emptied out all of those warehouses. So if we can keep the power going there, we have freezers and a lot of farmable, arable area. Yeah, we should be good.
Yeah.
So
just as long as we never open up that energy center.
Yep. That will be completely managed by remote.
Was Spark infected, or
he was not? He was not. He was not. You succeeded your role.
Oh,
It's fine. It's fine. We won. That's all that matters.
Yeah. All right. Well, again, thank you guys so much for supporting the podcast.
Thank you for
coming on here and playing
problem.
and helping me out with this. I really appreciate it. I'm glad you guys had a good time. And,
Thank you for running it.
Yeah, not a problem. Like I said, you'll be seeing me posting up games more often. So feel free to shout and join me for more stuff. I'm kind of getting funneled into the niche of running Warhammer 40K Wrath and Glory, but I got a couple other game systems I can run pretty well. So yeah, I'll be in and out of here a lot more for running games and giving a little different flavor of games than Ross and Aaron tend to do. So,
if you have this time slot and Sundays at roughly this period, that's perfect for us.
You're going to do the European beat.
Yeah,
the European circuit.
I don't know if it's almost sad to say, but these days most of my closest friends are Brits. So I'm kind of used to doing it this way. Like I play a lot of online games and hang out with these guys over in the UK quite a bit more than I do with friends here, other than RPPR for game nights and stuff. So yeah, no, I'm definitely used to getting games off at noon or 2 o'clock. And now that I'm doing the unemployed pretending I'm self-employed game, it's pretty easy for me to do this. So knowing that this creates a better opportunity for you guys, I will definitely be running games at this kind of time slot.
Chasing the Atlantic Bridge.
Yep. All right, gentlemen, thank you for playing. Have a good evening, and I will see you all next time.
Yeah, goodbye.
Bye.
Question mark.
Oh yeah, what's up?
No, have a nice day.
Oh, sorry. Yeah,
I'm just not sure. It's 6 hours in the past, so it's like
it's 4 o'clock. It's 4 o'clock my time. So yeah, no, I still got the rest of my evening to find something to fill my hands with. But yeah,
so enjoy your Sunday.
Y'all too. Bye-bye.
Bye. Cheers.